Hello friends, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like the videos. Thank you for your support.
There's something to be said for knowing you have a good thing going and improving on a formula without upending it. That's the guiding principle behind the 2024 Mercedes-AMG GLE53. This performance SUV throws a little more of everything into the mix, and while the result is largely the same as before, there wasn't a lot here that needed addressing. There's still a supercharged and turbocharged 3.0-liter inline-six and a 48-volt starter generator under the hood, making a total of 429 horsepower, but thanks to a bigger turbocharger and some revised software, torque is up from 384 to 413 pound-feet. The electric motor contributes 21 horsepower and 148 pound-feet, helping fill in torque gaps down low and between gear changes rather than at the engine's peak. That impressive shove is routed to all four wheels through a 9-speed automatic transmission. It's a wonder what a little extra twist can do. In our testing, the revised GLE53 performed better in nearly every scenario compared to the 2021 GLE53 Coupe. The sprint to 60 miles per hour required 4.4 seconds instead of 4.7. The updated GLE covered the quarter mile in 13.0 seconds at 107 miles per hour, shaving 0.4 of a second and adding 4 miles per hour. Accelerating from 30 to 50 miles per hour happened half a second sooner. Comparing outside the family, you'll blow the doors off a Genesis GV83.5T, but a Porsche Cayenne GTS will still gap you by a fair bit. The only figures that didn't improve were braking and skid pad grip, both of which were about even with the 2021 GLE53. Even fuel economy is nearly a wash. On our 200-mile, 75-mile-per-hour highway fuel economy loop, the new GLE53's 25-mile-per-gallon result is just 1 mile per gallon lower than the outgoing version. And that still handily beats its official 23-mile-per-gallon EPA highway rating. One of the things that makes the GLE53's powertrain so peachy is how smooth it is. Power delivery always comes on strong as the electric supercharger zips the turbo up to speed to minimize lag without much perturbance from gear changes. They're smooth too, and the electric motor's torque-filling nature keeps the powertrain feeling strong no matter where the torque needle is. Most stop-start systems have trouble hiding some shudder under restart, but not this AMG. This is one of the least dramatic setups we've driven. It's almost good enough to warrant being left on. The GLE isn't as unflappable when pure Michigan's roads rear their ugly heads. Our test car arrived wearing optional 22-inch wheels wrapped in Yokohama Advan Sport V107 summer rubber, and the dub-dubs did not play well with Ann Arbor's craggy local pavement. The ride was a little flintier and noisier than we'd expect of a large, plush SUV riding on a standard air springs with an $87,900 starting point. Unless you live in Palm Springs, we'd stick with stock. Sportier modes exist to flatten the handling and make corners a little more exciting, but with 5,238 pounds to lug around, the AMG GLE53 never really feels like a true speedster. It's more like a defensive lineman who can surprise with his 40-yard dash time. The steering is generally unremarkable, and the same can be said for how the pedals feel underfoot. The GLE53's interior retains the top-tier fit and finish we've come to expect from higher-end Mercedes vehicles, although it's beginning to feel a little long of tooth. The black and cream two-tone motif doesn't suffer from monotony, but its vent-heavy binnacle and the continued presence of a now outdated infotainment touchpad remind you that a mid-cycle refresh doesn't redo everything. AMG's new double-bladed steering wheel makes an appearance ahead of a pair of 12.3-inch displays that cover gauge cluster and infotainment duties. While the latest version of Mercedes-AMG software in here doesn't have the visual punch of a hyperscreen, it's still responsive and easy to use, and smartphone mirroring is standard. The best updates to the GLE's cabin come in terms of equipment. Stuttgart threw everything but the kitchen sink in here during the mid-cycle refresh, and it's all standard. This year's kit swells to include a dual-mode exhaust, a Burmester surround sound upgrade, augmented reality navigation, surround view cameras, an electric panoramic sunroof, and Napa leather upholstery. Then again, considering the base price rose nearly $10,000 alongside the refresh, there'd better be more to enjoy. Our test car kept it pretty calm in terms of optional equipment. Adding Napa leather and microfiber to the steering will cost $500, while heating the windshield wiper nozzles and the steering wheel only required $450. The wheels were the sole big-ticket option at $3,950, while the night package, which swaps all the exterior brightwork to gloss black, tacked on another $750. All in, this GLE53 carried a $93,550 window sticker, which is at least 20 grand less than you'd spend on the GLE63 and its 4.0-liter V8. Mercedes didn't really need to do much to the GLE53 to keep it relevant, and it's clear the company didn't feel like messing with success. A little extra oomph, some more standard equipment, and a little aesthetic nip tuck was all that was needed to keep this hybrid feeling fresh enough.